You are listening to From Sobriety to Recovery with Jesse Mogle. Let's get to the show. Welcome back to From Sobriety to Recovery. I am your host, Jesse Mogle. I am in addiction recovery. Quick 2-minute pilot to give you guys an idea of what the From Sobriety to Recovery show is about. And I'm going to guess here that there's a part of you that feels stuck, that part of you that feels like you still aren't accomplishing the things that you desire in your life. And whether you're new to sobriety, hell, you might still just be contemplating whether you should quit alcohol, drugs, or another process addiction. Let me assure you that there is a way out, and it's going to be through. You're not stuck. There's a part of you that's still standing still. And no matter how much you feel motivated on the inside, sometimes that voice inside your mind tells you that you're just not worthy. You don't deserve a life of fulfillment and of joy and of appreciation and gratitude. You could still be in the grips of your addiction, you're trying to get sober, or you might have been at this for quite some time and you're feeling a little bit confused or frustrated, overwhelmed, hopeless. I know those feelings, not yours in particular, but my own in that regard, because I've been there and I've battled through so many different stages of sobriety and recovery that here, as I near year 8 and 300 episodes of the From Sobriety to Recovery podcast, that I too have thought, is this really it? Is this what recovery is supposed to be like? I've felt those pains before, that frustration, that overwhelm. I've gone through those highs and lows. Uh, Certainly, I understand the binge drinking, the late night drug using, the watching my life spiral and not knowing what I was going to do in order to get myself out of it. I've woken up in a bathtub of death thinking I was having a heart attack, just to realize that there was another way to live my life. And I didn't want to die. I just wanted to live differently. And I wasn't sure what that was going to look like, but I certainly understood that the pain of continuing was far greater than the pain I would experience when I stopped and I chose a different path. That uncertainty that you feel, that's normal. It's part of the human condition. There's a truth that no matter what you've been told about yourself, and no matter what you believe about yourself, that you are not fixed in one place, that you can grow. You can seek another way out. On the From Sobriety to Recovery podcast, it's more than just quitting booze and not using drugs and quitting the process addictions, which could be pornography or gambling and food and heck, this right here, this little bugger right here is a humongous addiction machine. It's more than just quitting any of these one things, or a myriad of them. In fact, it's about rebuilding your life when you feel that it's lost. It's about taking control of your mind and not letting it spiral you down a path that you've already told yourself and probably many people that you're sick and tired of. It's about showing yourself that there's something inside of you that you may not even believe that is actually there right now. You may have been told by countless people that there's no way that there's resiliency or determination or fortitude or willpower or habits that are positive inside of you. I have no idea. But the transition from active addiction into sobriety and recovery is one that has many a challenge, many a hurdle, but they're all things that you can seek to overcome in yourself, not because I've done it, but because I've done it and I show that it's possible. Not because I've done it, you should be able to do it, is that you can model that behavior. And in this podcast, we talk about ways that you can rebuild your life. You can shift your mindset. You can understand your emotional intelligence. You can better create thoughts that are more positive and that will lead you down a path that, again, you may have never experienced before, but are absolutely a potentiality for you. It's just about taking those steps, getting up off that couch and taking charge of your own life. Life throws its punches. And recovery gives you that resiliency to bounce back from them. Life is messy and life can be difficult, but I can assure you that if you aren't willing to shift your mindset, you're going to feel stuck forever. And I very rarely use words like forever, but if you don't shift your mindset and start working on why you think the way you think and why those things that you think trigger the way that you feel, it's going to feel like you're still in the same loop, even if the alcohol, the drugs, or the process addiction isn't there. Whether it's episode 213, where we talk about growth and fixed mindset affecting your language and your belief, in your addiction recovery, we're going to be looking to rewire your thoughts to work for you, not against you. I get it. These emotions can be a lot. They can sometimes be hard to handle, especially when we're looking to move forward because they come in so quickly, so many. If every single thought has an emotion attached to it, and studies have shown that we've had 50,000 thoughts a day, but 90% of those are recycled. We are literally recycling the same thoughts and feelings and emotions each day. And how deep do you think those things get rooted if you have literally been repeating them to yourself for years upon years? Whether it's episode 138, feeling my emotions and understanding my thoughts, or the myriad of podcast episodes that I will absolutely talk about throughout the YouTube version of this show, we're going to dive in face first. We're going to get in here because recovery isn't magic, it's work, it's determination. But with the right tools, it gets easier. It gets more desirable in the way that it feels. And we're going to explore your daily routines and the tools, and whether it's reprogramming your mind for sobriety, like I talk about in episode 157, or discussing how your self talk can reshape your world. You might feel alone sometimes. And whether you believe that the opposite of addiction is connection or not, I certainly can say that addiction loves to swim in the isolation pool. And by connecting with other people, connecting with me, connecting with my content, you can find different ways of solving problems that might have seemed unreconcilable in the past, but absolutely will have a solution once you begin to expand your thinking. Recovery isn't a solo mission. It's done with a group, it's done with a tribe. And it's also not something that's done passively. So whether you're looking for a tribe or you're looking for new information, I believe I offer both of those things. Not believe, I know. And there's certain things that I feel strongly about in this world. And it's that everybody's addicted to something, and we all have an opportunity, if not it's a must that we break through the things that have been holding us back. Don't let the toxic people, especially the one inside your own mind, tell you that you're not worthy. Everything is possible. It just takes effort on your part, probably a lot more than you realize and a lot less than you are full of stress and anxiety about. It becomes something that just is a part of you. And if you're new to sobriety, still just thinking about getting sober, or somebody who has started to transition from sobriety into recovery, realize that sobriety is stopping the actions that were destroying you, the addictions, the process addictions, the behavioral addictions. But recovery is healing it and working through it and finding better ways of thinking and feeling and behaving so that we come out with different outcomes, so that we achieve different results. Sometimes things that we never even imagined were inside of us are actually right there on the surface, just waiting to bust out, to show us that we are more than what we ever thought we were. This is so many of the things that I talk about, and so much of the energy that I seek to send out into the universe. And this is my little 2, 3, 4 minute long pilot of what's going on here, because the next pilot is like 45 minutes long. And I'm not sure a lot of you know me well enough to want to sit through that kind of content length, especially on an app like YouTube that just has a myriad of other things that you could click over to in a heartbeat. I absolutely think that what I create is meaningful. I would say over 1 million downloads and 300 episodes later, certainly I have found people who connect with this content. Whether that's you or not remains to be seen. But I have no doubt that if you listen with an open mind and an open heart, and whether that's passively with me playing in the background or actively with a pen and paper in front of you, ready to take some notes, either way, at the end of it all, once you hear amazing things, it's up to you to take the action that will begin to create in your own life the results that you so desire. From Sobriety to Recovery is one of those tools. And I created it because so much was happening in here that I just felt the need to share it. And 5 years later, we're finally putting it up on YouTube. So blessed be you for even checking this long of a video out. I hope that I see you on the flip side. By all means, you can leave a comment. I don't really mind whether you subscribe and hit notification or not. It's not about watch time. It's about sharing knowledge that I think will absolutely positively benefit you. You going out and sharing that knowledge with other people, recreating a life that you may have thought you never even began to deserve, let alone could earn. I want you to realize that your life is way more infinite than the restrictions that you or other people have tried to place upon you. There is a way out. And whether it's through, around, over, under, whether it's about blowing up the wall that's always been in front of us, or whether it's for realizing that there was never a wall there to begin with, and it was all just an illusion created by our mind, there's an opportunity for you to experience things differently. And I'd like to be a conduit for that kind of information, for that kind of energy, and definitely for that kind of healing. May all of the world's sufferings be able to evaporate in a moment's notice. But in reality, life is what life is. And it doesn't necessarily wake you up every day waiting to do something nefarious to you. But with the infinite amount of variables at play, inevitably some things are going to go sideways. And it's up to us to have the emotional resiliency to say, you know what, that's how I used to react. How do I choose to respond? So I hope that you choose to respond by clicking over to the next video and watching more of this content. Blessed to be a part of whatever journey you're on. Maybe now it becomes an adventure because we're doing it together. Just know that I have your best interest at heart, and I hope that the many things that I say, one aspect sinks in and allows you to experience a life that I can assure you you deserve. Less deserve more than you'll earn, and that you have potential inside of you. And the key to unlocking that is already in your hand. It's just a matter of you actually doing something with it. Much love, everybody. Inclusivity over exclusivity, the power of positive energy, release and flow. Every day is the best day of our lives when we wake up sober. Shout out to Sunshine and Robert. Glow on, my friends. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.